how to send email using just JavaScript. Yes, in this video, I'm going to share with you guys the exact tactic that you can use to send email using just JavaScript. But besides, I'm going to go one step further and share with you how you can send from 100 emails a day to million emails on a single day. Yeah, these exact tactics that those corporations are using to send million emails, you're going to be using that too in this video. This is one of those videos you definitely do not want to miss. And without any further ado, let's start with resource number one. Now, for the first resource that we want to share with you guys is this platform called Mailchimp. Now, Mailchimp allow you to send email directly to your customer using just plain JavaScript. And all you got to do is just copy some code. I'm going to show you guys the exact example of code that you can leverage in order to send email to your customer. But first, let's take a look at pricing, right? So if you do want to send email to your customer using just Mailchimp, you can be sending about 200 email on a single month, and you have a max 2 email template. But if you do want to send more than that, like 1,000 email on a single day, you might be taking the $4 a month plan, and you get access to 5 emails. But how do you implement it? Well, the implementation is pretty easy for you to implement. First thing first, you just go ahead and build an object, as you can see here on this line. So once you build that object, then once you import the library, use email.js, you do send, you pass it 3 parameters. The first one is the email service, the ID of that email service that you have on the platform, and then the second one is the template of the email that you do want to send. And lastly but not least, and this is where you go ahead and pass, this is stack object as the third argument from that function. Once you pretty much get that working, and all you got to do is just handle different stage in case the email went through and in case the email did not go through. And again, that was in case you want to be using Mailchimp if you want to send email directly from the browser, the JavaScript, in order to send out to your customer. Now for Mailchimp, you only use that if you just have a side project that you want to build and you want to quickly send email, then this is a great resource that you can leverage in order to enable email functionality to your app. But if you want to take things a little bit further, this is where you're going to be coming to resource number 2. Now for resource number 2, we're going to be looking at one of the popular resources out there called Mailgun. Now if you haven't used Mailgun before, it does offer a lot if you want to be sending a lot of email to your customer. A lot of companies using them, Leaf, Microsoft, Drill, and a lot of big companies are using Mailgun. But let's take a look at their pricing, right? So one of the things you need to keep in mind when you're using Mailgun that could be tricky for you is with the free plan, they're offering you 5,000 email. Now, the first time you looked at this, you might be, oh, they're offering you 5,000 email every single month. No, this 5,000 email is for just one single month. But if you want to continue using it, every 1,000 email that you send, it's going to be 1,000. Every 1,000 email is just going to be $1 for every single 1,000 email. If you're sending about 2,000 emails a month, then you're going to be paying $2. Now, if you want to compare this to Mailchimp, it is less expensive because with Mailchimp, you're sending about 4,000 email, you're paying $4. For 1,000 email, you're only paying $1 using Mailgun. How does it implement? It's pretty easy. If you are using node.js, the implementation is actually pretty simple. All you got to do is install 2 packages. The first one is form data, and then the second one is Mailgun. Then once you get those 2 packages installed, you start an instance of Mailgun, and then you define the client with your API key. Make sure you're not exposing that, because if you do, of course, you know people can be using your key. Then you're gonna build out the email object, and this is where you put from to the people that email is going to, from the people the email is coming from, and then the subject, the text. Now this text itself, you can use it in case that certain platforms do not support HTML. So this one can also accept HTML tag here as well. And then once you got your object, you define your instances and client, and all you got to do is just use client.message create. You pass it your domain name, in this case whatever your domain name is, and then you pass it that entire message object that you just built, and voila, you got your first email sent using Mailgun. Now if you do have experience with Node.js, then you might need to consider using Mailgun if you do want to send a lot of single email out. But what if I want to be sending way more email into much more cheaper price? This is where we're going to show you the third option. For option number 3, this company is one of those giant big company out there, and this is where we're going to be introducing you guys to different service call. But before we show you that service, I just want to take a second and really explain to you guys the difference between transactional email marketing, right, versus email marketing. If you're going to send email, you need to understand at least the basic between a transactional email and an email marketing. Now, what is a transactional email? Well, transactional email could be described as an email that will be triggered. What does that mean? Well, if you do have a user in your app that will either resetting their password, that you either sending them verification code or welcome code, whatever that is, well, those are email that are considered as transactional email that happens when a certain event occurs. In this case, the user do this and then you send that user an email, right? And this is what transactional email is. What about email marketing, right? Email marketing campaign is different. This is where you send an email to mass people. Consider them as one to many. This is where you're sending one email to an entire group of people. So you usually use email marketing, promotional email to promote product or service or sell or any type of events that you do want to promote. So as you're sending email, just keep out there is a difference between transactional email and email marketing in order to know which email that you do want to send. And without any further ado, let's get out into that company. Well, this company is called SendGrid. Now, this company was recently acquired by a company called Twilio for $3 billion. Yes, this company SendGrid was acquired for $3 billion. So it allows you to send a majority of email, and that's no reason that a lot of big companies are using it, such as Uber, Spotify, Airbnb, and a lot of big guys are using this platform, which is pretty cool. Now, as far as the developer integration, it's actually pretty easy to integrate with. If you do just, all you got to do is install the package. Once you install it, you bring that package in, you set your key, you build out the object that you saw from the previous example. And once you build out the object, which is to the person you're sending the email, from the person the email's coming in, the subject, the text, and these ones, if the platform does not support text, it's gonna go within this format. But if it does support HTML, then it's gonna go in this format. So it could be a little bit tricky, but it's always good to have both. Anyway, long story short, once you're done, you just do SendGrid and you click send, and then you handle either the user receive that email or not. You kind of handle both cases right there. And that's how easy it is for you to send an email, right? Which is really cool. But as we're going to go ahead and send a lot of different emails, things can get expensive pretty quickly. What if you can directly send email from the email services that you're already using for your own campaign? Because there are services out there that do offer you where you can send both email at the same time, transactional email and email marketing, right? For example, with these platforms like Mailchimp, SendGrid, and Mailgun, they'll build more likely for transactional email. Like there are platforms out there, like there's a ton of different platforms like Mailchimp, ConvertKit, Klaviyo that will build for email marketing. Well, what if at the time that you're sending your email marketing on that platform, you can also send your transactional email on that platform as well? And this is where we're going to show you guys a simple example on how you could use one platform for all your emails to go out to your user. Now, in this platform, we're going to be showing you guys Mailchimp. Mailchimp is one of those popular platforms out there that are pretty big, that are super, super huge to send email, either transactional email or email marketing for your customer. Now, Mailchimp is so popular for transactional email and email marketing campaign. It was acquired by Intuit for $12 billion. Yes, with an B. Now, SendGrid for $3 million, but Mailchimp for $12 billion. But how do you send email with it? Well, first thing first, you need a cut of course. And then this is talking more about, okay, these are the things that you could use using Mailgun. Now, remember, that's one of the reasons that you need to understand transactional email versus email campaign marketing. With those last two examples that we saw, example like Mailgun, SendGrid, the sending email was super easy. All you got to do, bring a couple of things, you're good to go. With a platform like that Mailchimp that support those two type of different email, the integration is actually a little bit different than you expected, right? So this is the example of node.js using Mailchimp. All you got to do is you install the packages, you bring that Mailchimp in, you configure your API key and server. Then this is just in case you want to ping it to make sure that yes, you were able to ping that service. Then once you do, you configure, that's pretty much the same thing. And then these are a lot of different options that you do have to either use for your email marketing, or you can either use that to send transactional email. So with a service with Mailgun, you can send an email directly to your user, but at the same time, you could be sending email like email marketing to a majority, one to many customers, which is pretty cool. But one thing to keep an eye on when you're using things like Mailgun, things can get pretty expensive. What does that mean? Well, if you come here for the free plan, you can be sending a limit of 10,000 email daily, 2,000 email on a single day. So the moment you hit 10,000, you can no longer be sending. You need to be upgrading to that specific plan. Now, for that plan, you can get at least about 10,000 email plus with 10,000 contact limit, which means there is a quantity of the contacts that you can have before you need to upgrade to the standard plan. Now, as you go in and sending email, things can get pretty expensive to you paying at least $299 if you want to be sending millions of email for your service. But what if you wanted to be able to send unlimited email to your customer and get a one platform that can help you with your business completely for everything? And this is where we're going to show you the next option that's going to show way more option that you can use in order to send your email to your customer. And this is where we come to the fifth option, which is Chris. What is Chris? Now, Chris is a French company. They're small, but their product is really great. I love their product a lot, and I think this is a great product that you can leverage in order if you do want to send the email. Now, they offer way more than just email or marketing, right? So they offer everything that you can possibly think of, from customer service to everything, email campaign, literally everything, right? But if you do want to use their email service, you can come here and just click here wherever you say campaign. And once you click on campaign, you can send unlimited email with just for $95. You get access to this entire service. But the cool thing I like about it is the integration. So how their email service works is actually completely different. So all you have to do is you send an event to a person profile, to your CRM or to whatever quiz that you have. And then once the platform receives that event, then it can send that automated campaign email to that specific customer. So what that means is within your application, you just send an event to the customer and to that person's profile, and then that person automatically be able to receive an email. Now, with the amount of email that you can send is completely unlimited. You just get one plan, which is $95, and you get access to that entire service. Now, which one of those services that you should consider using? Well, if you're just building something, you might consider something simple. You might just consider using Mailchimp, right? Completely free to use, easy to integrate for your front end, ready to go. But if you want to build something way further, you might need to consider about either using SendGrid or using Mailgun. Whichever one you end up using, you'll get a great experience, but you might be thinking about, okay, which one that might offer you a good price? Yes, Mailgun might look a little bit more expensive compared to SendGrid at the beginning, but is it really that expensive when you want to scale up? Those are decisions you need to ask yourself. The other question is, do you want to be able to use one platform all that you want to be able to send your transactional email, including your email marketing? If that's so, you might need to think about either using Chris, either using Mailgun, or either using any other CRM services out there. There are plenty other out there, like there's Eatable, there is Hotspot, there is Salesforce, there's all tons others that you can use. So this video at least help you bring some clarity on things that you can leverage, and I hope this video helped you guys in any ways. If you do enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in another video.